Hello friends, this video on electric circuits part 15 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 14 before going ahead with part 15. Go ahead and look at yet another problem. This problem states that you are given a circuit and you have to calculate the current in each branch of this network. So here also if you see, you can see so many closed loops. This is one closed loop, this is one closed loop, this is again another closed loop. So here also you will apply the Kirchhoff's loop law and will calculate the value of current through each branch of the network. So normally these kind of problems are a little lengthy, but they are straightforward as such. It is just that you need to understand and you need to apply the law properly with correct signs. Once you are done with that, there is no scope of making further mistake unless and until you make some calculation mistake, right? So let us do the same thing in this problem as well. So let us look at the current distribution in this circuit. So this is my battery. Let us suppose that some current, we call it I1 plus I2, comes from this battery. It reaches this point and gets distributed as I1 along this direction and I2 along this direction. So this I1 reaches this point and from there some I3 comes in this direction. So what will go in this direction? It will be I1 minus I3. What happens here? I2 comes here and I3 also comes here. So that means how much will flow along this direction? It will be I2 plus I3. So this I2 plus I3 and this I1 minus I3 will combine here and it will form I1 plus I2. So this I1 plus I2 started from here and I1 plus I2 came back to the battery, right? So my current distribution part is over. Now let me name the circuit. Let us call this A, B, C, D and let us call this as E. So now we will apply the loop law. Loop law for which loop? A, B, D, A. That is this loop. So what are the EMFs in this loop? There is no EMF actually in this loop. So that means we can write that EMF is equal to 0. And what are the resistances involved? The resistances involved are 10, 5 and 5. 10, 5 and 5, right? Let us assume one direction of current flow. Suppose I assumed this direction. So accordingly I will put the signs for each of them. Now what is the current across this 10 ohm? It is I1. So I will put I1. What is the current across 5 ohm? It is I3. What is the current across this 5 ohm? It is I2. Now let us put the signs. This is my assumed direction. So I1 is in the same direction as my assumed direction. So it will be positive. I3 is also in the same direction as my assumed direction. So it will be positive. I2 is in the opposite direction to my assumed direction. So this will be negative. So we can write it as 2I1 minus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. This is my first equation. Now I apply the same loop law to B, C, D, B. That is this loop. Here again I assume a direction B, C, D, B. EMFs in this circuit is also not there. So it will be 0. And what are the resistances present? It is 5, 5 and 10. So what is the current across this 5 ohm? It is I1 minus I3. That is I1 minus I3. What is the current across the other 5 ohm resistance? It is I3. What is the current across 10 ohm resistance? It is I2 plus I3. Now let us put the signs. As per our assumption, I3 is in opposite direction to our assumed direction. So this will be minus. Right? Now I1 minus I3 is in the same direction as our assumed direction. So this will be positive. I2 plus I3 is again in the opposite direction as per our assumed direction. So this will be negative. So from this we will get, solving this, we get another equation, that is I1 minus 2I2 minus 4I3 is equal to 0. So this is my equation 2. Now we apply the same loop law to A, B, C, E, A. That is this bigger loop, because two equations will not help because we have three variables I1, I2, I3. So I need three equations. So now we have considered this entire loop, right? So here what are the EMFs present? There is one EMF present, that is this 10 volt. So I write it on the left hand side. What are the resistances present? It is 10 ohms and 5 ohms. Just two resistances present. 10 ohms. I'm sorry, there is another 10 ohms here. I missed that. So 10 ohms and 5 ohms. So 10, 10 and 5. Now what is the current across through this 10 ohm resistance? It is I1 plus I2. So this will be I1 plus I2. What is the current through this 10 ohm resistance? It is I1. And what is the current through this 5 ohm resistance? It is I1 minus I3. Now let us put the signs. So again we have to assume one direction. Suppose I assumed this direction. So my assumed direction and the direction of I1 plus I2 is the same. So this will be positive. When I look at the direction for this battery, it leaves from positive terminal. So battery E will also be positive. When I look at I1, it is also in the same direction. So this is also positive. When I look at I1 minus I3, that is also in the same direction. So that is also positive. So now if you solve this, you will get another equation, that is 5I1 plus 2I2 minus I3 is equal to 2. So this is my equation 3. So now you have these three equations 1, 2 and 3. So using this you will solve this problem. So what I do, I basically multiply equation 1 by 2. So this gives 4I1 minus 2I2 plus 2I3 is equal to 0. And we call this as equation 4. Now we subtract equation 2 from equation 4. So this gives 4I1 minus 2I2 plus 2I3 is equal to 0. And equation 2 was I1 minus 2I2 minus 4I3 is equal to 0. So you reverse the signs. So this 2I2 will get cancelled. So this is 3I1 plus 6I3 is equal to 0. That is I1 plus 2I3 is equal to 0. So this is my equation 5. Now what do? I add equation 2 and 3. So if I add equation 2 and 3, what do I get? I get I1 minus 2I2 minus 4I3 is equal to 0. And there 5I1 plus 2I2 minus I3 is equal to 0. So these two will again get cancelled. So we get 6I1 minus 5I3 is equal to 2. So this is my equation 6. So now using equation 5 and equation 6, we will be able to calculate the values of I1 and I3. So what do? I multiply equation 5 by 6. So that gives 6I1 plus 12I3 is equal to 0. And we call this as equation 7. Now equation 6 minus equation 7 gives 6I1 minus 5I3 is equal to 2. 6I1 plus 12I3 is equal to 0. So you reverse the signs. So this will get cancelled. So this is minus 17I3 is equal to 2. So we find the value of I3 as minus 2 by 17 ampere. So now I don't need to explain you why did we get a negative sign. You know that very well. So now that we got one value, it is very easy now. So now from equation 7, we can calculate the value of I1. It is 6I1 plus 12I3 is equal to 0. So I1 is equal to minus 2I3. So this will be minus 2 into minus 2 by 17. So this will be 4 by 17 amperes. So I found the value of I1. And now from the very first equation, that is equation 1, we will calculate the value of I2. So it is 2I1 minus 2I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. So I2 comes out to be 6 by 17 ampere. So we now know I1, I2, I3. But the question asks us to calculate the currents through each branch. Now, if you look at the figure once again, what are the currents going through each branch? I1, I2, I1 minus I3, I2 plus I3, I3 and I1 plus I2, right? So that means these are the values of currents which are going through different branches of the circuit. I1 minus I3, I2 plus I3 and I3. So now we have calculated I1 as 4 by 17 ampere, I2 as 6 by 17 ampere, I1 minus I3 will be 4 by 17 plus 2 by 17, which is equal to 6 by 17 ampere, I2 plus I3. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.